Hey everyone, Effie here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this card with our fresh cut poinsettias layered stamp set. So first I'm just going to start off by stamping the 2 poinsettias from the set in our Dusty Blues Couture Collection dye inks. The first one is Arctic Sky, then Miami Blue, and then the third dye ink is our Italian Denim. After I finish stamping the poinsettia, I'm going to stamp the center of the poinsettia with our Smoky Quartz, Soft Garden, and Bright Fern dye inks. These poinsettias are really easy to line up, and since they're clear stamps, you can just look right through the acrylic block and you can see exactly where you're going to layer them. And as with most of our layering sets, this fresh cut poinsettia set will come with a color printed layering guide. So after I finish stamping the poinsettias, I'm going to stamp the leaves, which are 2-step leaves, in our Crystal Pewter and Smoky Quartz Gray dye inks. And I'm going to stamp 8 leaves. After I finish stamping the floral elements, I'm just going to die cut everything using the coordinating dies. After laying the dies cut side down onto the panel, I'm going to tape the dies down with some micropore tape. And after I die cut all of the floral elements, I'm going to adhere the leaves behind the poinsettias. And after I finish adhering all the leaves, I'm just going to put the 2 poinsettias aside. I just put some adhesive on top of the leaf, and then I put the leaf under my poinsettia and I press down on the poinsettia to adhere the flower onto the leaf. And this is how I arrange a lot of my florals because it's an easier way to get the leaves adhere onto the flower. After I finish assembling my poinsettias, I'm going to take a separate A2 size card panel and I'm going to blend some Lofty Mint dye ink on 2 corners of that panel. And I'm using a Clarity stencil brush to get a really smooth blend onto the 2 edges. The way that I'm blending, I take the stencil brush and I'm dipping it onto my ink pad and I'm just blending it back and forth on the areas where I want that smooth blend. When you're using the stencil brush, you want to start off the panel. You want to start on a craft mat and then go on to your panel. And this way you don't get any harsh edges of ink on your panel. So next I'm going to use our From Ours mini stamp and I'm going to stamp the sentiment in our Noir dye ink right in the center of our panel. After the sentiment is complete, I'm going to white heat emboss different holiday floral elements onto the edges right over that green on my blended panel. And this is just going to add a subtle festive holiday interest to your card. I'm using the different sprigs of hollies and berries and leaves from our coordinating outline sets for our fresh cut poinsettias and our holiday cone sets. They come with really nice holiday elements to add some great interest to your cards. So I use our Versamark ink to stamp all the elements, and then I just poured on some white embossing powder, and then I hit the entire card with my heat tool, and you get this really pretty subtle embossed effect. Next, I'm going to smush some of our Noir dye ink on an acrylic block, and I'm going to mix that ink with a little bit of water, and I'm just going to flick some of that black ink onto my panel with a water brush. Now, I flicked a little too hard right here, and I got bigger flecks onto my card panel than I liked, but I'm going to fix this later by covering the bigger flecks with some white sequins. Next, I'm going to create my own glitter cardstock by using my transparent adhesive glitter paper. After I applied the adhesive paper onto a piece of cardstock, I'm going to die cut a border using that panel with our stitched rectangle dies. And I'm using the 2 biggest dies from that set to create this gorgeous glitter border. Next, I'm going to just take some foam tape and adhere that border right onto my blended panel. After I get that border down, I'm going to pop up the 2 poinsettias along the 2 corners of my card panel. Then I'm going to adhere the stamped panel onto a side-folding A2 size card base. Then I'm going to embellish the card with some Waltz white sequins, and as you can see, I covered up some of the bigger flecks with the white sequins. The card is now complete. I hope you all enjoyed today's holiday card. I created the same card using black cardstock instead of white, and when you use black cardstock under that same transparent glitter paper, you get this green color effect. So I thought that this was nice and festive as well, and I wanted to show you on camera. So thank you all so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time.